Previewing Week 7 in the NFL here at SBRForum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with Brandon Shively from EliteSportsPlays.com. And Brandon Shively, after 2 losing weeks, came back with a great pick on Pittsburgh last week that I agree with. 4-2 against the spread in his NFL videos with us this year. Brandon, thanks for being back with us this week.
It's great to be back, Peter.
Great pick last week, huh? Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it was a good one. I had actually upgraded that to my game of the week. So
awesome.
Yes, sir.
No, I completely agree with you, and I talked with Brent from BetDSI, and he told me that there was sharp action on the Jets early in the week. I thought that was wrong, man. I was like, nope, I'm going with Shively and my own instincts, and we were right, Brandon. All right, let's see what we have to say about this game that we're going to talk about right now, Dallas at Philly. I think, again, I'm seeing like maybe small edges here. Right now, Philly's a 3-point home favorite. Total is 55.5. And Philly, of course, is off of 2 straight road wins over bad teams. Now they step up in class. They face Dallas, a much more complete team, as a favorite. It's not clear who's going to play quarterback for Philly. They're kind of trying to make that some sort of like mystery, maybe to throw Dallas off a bit. But, I'm looking at Dallas. That's a good team. 1 week it's Romo stepping up. 1 week it's a defense stepping up. They have a few injuries, but I feel like they're a resilient team with a lot of weapons. I'm liking Dallas +3 and a little bit the over 55.5. What do you think?
Yeah, Dallas, they're looking good this year. They're coming off the win last week against Washington, like you said. But looking closer at that game, they got outgained 433 to 213. They got outgained by 220 yards. It's really more the special teams of Dallas that got them the win, and I'm going to factor in the special teams equation today against Philly. I think Philly will probably watch some videos and make the proper changes and not let the special teams of Dallas beat them. This is a big game for Philly. They're 3-3 on the year. A win today will get them back atop the NFC East. So, Philly, they bring in the #1 rushing attack in the NFL, and that should be a great matchup for them going up against Dallas. Dallas is ranked 18th in the NFL in rushing defense, and they're getting up 4.4 yards a carry, which is 24th. Also, with the injury to DeMarcus Ware, that should help out the Philly running game and give out the quarterback, which I expect Foles to play, give him a little bit more time in the pocket as well. This is a double revenge game for Philly. They lost both games last year to Dallas. They had great chances to win both games, though, so I like to talk about those games. The first game was played at Philly. They lost 38-23, but they actually outgained Dallas 278 to 193. So, the second game also, they were up 24-17 going into the fourth quarter, and Dallas scored 21 points to win that game. So they've had opportunities both times last year to win the games. And, this year they more or less found their identity, and I like Chip Kelly in this spot. Also on the Dallas offense, DeMarco Murray, he's out. He's accounted for 84% of the team's rushing yards this season, which leads the NFL. So that's a big blow also. It'll be hard for them to establish a running game, and I like for Philly to control the game today. And last thing I was going to mention is that these Philly and Dallas, they played 5 common opponents this year, and Philly actually has a 608-yard net advantage versus these common opponents. So look for these statistics to stay true today and Philly to win this game. Like you said, they're -3 right now. I'm going to watch this line. I would advise to buy it down to 2.5. It's a divisional game. It could be decided by a field goal, but I love Philly today.
All right, Brandon Shively taking Philly -3 over Dallas. What would you have to say to anyone leaning towards the over here, though? They'll see Dallas went to 100 against Denver, and Philly easily goes into the 60s against teams that have capable offenses. Seems like 60 should not be a hard number to get to. Total's 55.5. What do you say to people who are leaning towards betting the over?
Yeah, it might be. The lines makers, they did a good job at catching up to the totals for Philly. At the beginning of the year, I was on the over on all Philly games until they got above 54. Once you get over 54, it's tough, especially divisional game. I mean, the teams, they play twice a year against each other, so they know each other real well. You go down the field and settle for a few field goals, and it's going to be hard to go over 55.5. So safest play on this one's Philly, Peter.
All right, and it is worth noting that the total has actually come down a bit since from a few days ago. It was I think it opened at like 56.5. Now it's 55.5. All right, Brandon Shively from EliteSportsPlays.com, liking Philly -3. Thanks so much, Brandon.
Thank you, Peter.